go ahead and send you. Okay, just sent it to you. Let me know when you can see it. No, I'll mute myself on Discord.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. So, as always, I watched this yesterday, so it was good to see. It's weird to play these new maps, honestly. Like, I feel like the Flashpoint maps are like strange of like knowing how to play. So I don't know exactly like, you know, where like the team always wants to be positioning and stuff. So I might not have like a great idea of that just yet, since they are new and like my team's not scrimming this at all whatsoever. But general Lucio things we'll talk about. So I want to talk mostly in this VOD about like how to be getting the most value on Lucio, and I'll talk about it at different points, like what I'd like to see you be doing, like in certain instances, like because I'll see, you know, like in comp especially, like you don't have to like speed your tank around the whole time because it's comp, whatever, you know, you're not with them entirely, especially solo queue. But I think a little bit more of that could be good at times. And then like when you do take the chance to go Reddit things at times, maybe like still doing it team wise, like looking to boop the other people into your tank, because like even if you're not speeding the tank around, like one of the big things when I'm playing Lucio will be like I'm really trying to set up plays and still peel even if I'm like kind of hard redditing. So yeah, we'll jump into it. Big pick there. So yeah, this is good. Like I think if you're gonna go for the Reddit, like this is completely good. Like you see Baff and May back here, like you're going for them, like going on some not necessarily easy targets because May is not like easy, but like the easier targets that you could like go on with what's available here. I like that. That was nice. So I don't mind you taking the off angles here either. I think that's nice too. That's all good. And then yeah, this is a good chase on to like the rest of their squishies. That was a badly timed swing from your Junker Queen. She missed that miserably. So here, like, I get your Junker Queen's feeding, but like there is a possibility for you to like get her out here. So like, I don't know what exactly all was going on with the team, you know, but like I think you definitely have a chance of getting her out here if you just like get in and speed right away, you know, like maybe not necessarily like be as hard in as her, but like whenever this moment sort of happens and she's pushing forward to get that stagger onto like the Hanzo and he gets bubble and whatever, you could be like at this little wall right to your left at the beginning of that, because you'll have a little bit of cover and you know like you have the ability to quickly get out if you need to, but like you also have that ability to speed her back a little bit sooner. I mean that's on her for feeding, but like I think you might have been able to help a little bit. It's possible. So this is the moment where like you definitely want to isolate that Pap. So you see your Reapers on him, definitely instantly chase with him on that. So like, oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, let me know if you can hear me again here. I'll read it in a second. So yeah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, whenever you see that BAP like still a little bit further back than the rest of his team, look to isolate him with your Reaper there. Like I said, you don't always have to be speeding around the tank, but like it's good to be like speeding around something, you know. And like Reaper is one of those targets that can be really good to speed around, you know, if it's like a good instance for it, like this. You with Reaper there definitely kill the BAP. Even if you give up point, like it's completely worth it to do that. You get the kill on the BAP, your Junker Queen comes back. You guys hopefully then take the fight back on point. Whereas like being here, it's like you guys have to like really get the kills to sort of accomplish anything. It makes it like way harder. Getting that free kill on the BAP would be huge. This is all fine. Obviously don't like run into the lamp, but you know, or window, not lamp. But yeah, C9, cool. Good for your team there. Yeah, so I don't know like exactly where like the best places to hold here is. I think like at the mega on the left side, once you cap point, is probably the best. Like or you know, like your team just kind of like positions there to start and takes the fight there. Like that's probably the place. So I'm not sure. I don't know. 'Cause I feel like you know, it's gonna be a little bit similar to control point where like, you know, most of the time you don't want to run straight to the control point. Like there's like probably a better place to be at. It's like it's probably the same in this. I'm not sure. Here, similar thing. This is where like I think it's completely fine to Reddit. Your team should already be like at the point you don't have anyone you need to speed around, and Hanzo is someone like I'm very confident like 1v1 against Lucio, and if you feel confident enough to be able to take a 1v1 against a Hanzo, you know, that's fantastic. Now obviously we see benefit of the doubt, like we can see through the walls like their Zarya is coming back, right? But I think even in that instance, like there's still value, right? So like let's say you go for the 1v1 on Hanzo, he, you know, he gets bubbled before you get a chance to kill him, and there might even be a chance where you kill him before, like if you'd committed a little bit before this, to be able to kill him. But even if he gets bubbled, you know, you're wasting bubbles from Zarya, and it is literally just you pressuring that. So like that's what I mean when I say like I said at the beginning, like getting the most value like where you can on Lucio. Like if you're gonna Reddit or, you know, like play separate from the team, try and make plays like this, which is again completely fine. I do it all the time. Make sure you're trying to maximize that value here. Like keep Zarya and Hans out of the fight, and you know, use your amp to like get away. Yeah, see, that's all really solid right there. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Reaper clutch though, huge. Say it again. Say it again. Oh yeah. The dragon, the dragon just unlucky. That's not much you can do about that. Yeah, it's unfortunate whenever, you know, dragon just comes right down the middle of your team and you had just jumped off of a wall. It's like, oh, what do you do about that? Good beat. Pretty much solidified that. I think there's a world where you don't need to beat to win that, but like, I don't mind it. That was a solidification of the win there with that. Okay, so this is I think the point, if I remember correctly, this is the one that I wanted to talk on the most. So So yeah, they make the switch to Zen here. And I know Reaper is scary, and you don't like necessarily want to be around him all the time, but like if you see a Zen, like just always attempt to bully him. And I think like on this point there were a lot of times where you didn't hard commit enough to trying to bully him. I think secondly there, like you probably could have got a boop off. That's not like a big thing, but I think you probably get like a multiple boop off there if you like had, you know, sped over instead of having heels on, and then like gone to the left of that little thing. I don't know what you call it. Like this thing right here you're on. I think you probably can boop off multiple people if you did that, but that's not a big thing. That's not a big deal. And unfortunately, your team's not capping. A little bit different, like kind of split focus from the Zarya, where your queen was on, but I don't mind that. Kiriko can get out easy, so you can try and get that extra pick onto her. If the Zarya was a little bit higher and your queen was going for her, definitely make sure you look for that, though. Alright, so this here. Again, I don't mind the redditing, but I think when you go back here, like all the way behind them, you kind of lose out on getting value, right? Like, one, it's going to be hard to kill someone that's like grouped up with the rest of their team if you're alone, so that'll be tough. Like unless you know you get a boop off the map, like it's hard to kill people, and they're like a good team that's quite good up close. You know, the Zarya, the Reaper, the Genji, like all quite good up close, so that makes it hard. But two, as we watch this fight kind of play out here, like nothing ends up kind of coming of it. I don't remember if you die or not. I don't think you do, but like nothing comes of it. Like your queen meets you right, but like she was already there. Like the boop doesn't do anything for them, and like you kind of taking yourself out of the fight. I don't think you died to this, but like you've taken yourself out of the fight now, like because you would like leave there, and like regardless of if your team were to win that or not, like taking yourself out of the fight so early just kind of hurts the team, you know. Makes it so like now your queen's engaging by herself and you're feeding to like try and help her, right? Like you had to take yourself out, which was the smart thing to do after you know came from behind them, but like your queen probably doesn't know that, and like you're taking yourself out of that fight after and then putting yourself back in before you should be. Similarly here, this is a little bit better because you have the Reaper, but like similar thing, like the whole team just kind of like disjointed with like when to engage versus when not to engage, and that's why it's like it's hard to do this whenever you're playing like Lucio with like a Rhine or a queen or maybe even a Zarya. Like having those sort of disjointed pushes is a little bit harder because like the tank isn't always able to go in when you are with your Reaper, and vice versa. That was tough. I think right there you probably needed to commit onto the Zen. I know like it would have been hardcore feeding, but like you're down 2, you kind of have to make a play to make something happen. You had Zen one shot. You probably needed to just commit onto that and hope to speed away. Good try onto the Reaper. So in that scenario, definitely don't let point flip. I know your queen went over and you probably just like assumed Genji was low, but in the 2v2 with like a Zarya, Genji, like try not to let the point flip because your team's going to be getting back pretty soon. Like Zen is slow. Like the only person realistically on their team who could get back any quick at all is the Kiriko. So like there's probably like, I would imagine a high possibility that you guys are able to hold that point a little bit longer until your team gets back. Try on that. Good beat. Good job getting Zen into your team. That was good. Good try on the boop off. The ledge is a little bit further than I thought it was too. So now you want to definitely be looking for like literally anyone on their team, like they've now used all of their cooldowns, and I know like they now have used Kitsune Rush, right? Like, so that's a little bit scary with a Reaper, but like they don't have any cooldowns. Like Zarya's used Bubbles, Kiriko used TP and Cleanse, Reaper's used Fade, you know, Zen's still not here. So like your team has like sort of that advantage minus the Kitsune Rush, but like you taking yourself out of this fight yet again, like I know you're not like way out of the fight, you're not like removing yourself completely from the equation, but like it makes it harder for the team to finish those kills because like while Lucio obviously isn't like a DPS, like I find myself pretty confident in being able to keep up with most DPS, like with damage wise, you know. So you can just put in that little bit extra damage that here and there, and like that's gonna make this fight way more winnable. But like riding around the outside and stuff, you're not really accomplishing anything. And you know, you might not have been able to make the difference in your you know, Ramatra dying because like you don't output a lot of heals, but like just riding around like that, all you're doing is just like kind of stalling the point. Not really like they have point anyway, so there's not really any reason to be doing that, you know. You're not really adding anything to the fight there. You want to like make sure you're like looking for damage because they've used all those cooldowns there at the beginning of that Kitsune Rush, and like they should all be killable. Definitely gave up on the Kiriko a little too long, but I respect your helping your carry. That was good. Here, definitely want to be looking for the Zen. This is kind of a more of a target priority thing. But like, as soon as you hear Zen is back, like, again, like I mentioned earlier, he is so bullyable. He's like the person you want to be looking for instantly. Even if like someone's getting like destroyed, like on your team, someone's getting destroyed by Genji, like Zen should be dying every fight to you. Like he should be so killable. Like you still haven't shot at him, you know what I mean? Like he gets that kill onto your Kiriko because like no one looked at him, and you're like one of the best people. Like he won that fight. You're one of the best people to be looking at him because you can boop him around. He can't really change that, right? Like he's not gonna be able to fight you there. Like the only thing he has is the potential to like, you know, get lucky with killing you with like crazy headshots. And even that, like at this rank, that's not gonna happen. Even at higher ranks, like if I'm playing against a Zen and I'm Lucio, I'm gonna bully that fucker. Like he's gonna get bullied. So like make sure you're focusing him down. You don't want to give him any like space. Make it so he has to hit crazy shots. You know, similar thing there, you know, like your team took a bad spot. Like it's not your fault that your team like decided to run right into the other team and fight, right? Like that's not your fault. But when you're just jumping around point like you were just there, like, you know, your team's getting into a bad position and you're not there to help them. Again, it's not on you that they did that, but like you definitely could be in a better position to maybe help them. Big that you capped though, that's really good. The stall's been really good. Good job going to help your carry as well. And see, like, so your Reaper, who like outside of his ults has not been very good at this game. Like I'm sure you've probably noticed in the game, and like when I was watching this back, like I noticed he was not very good. He wasn't contributing very much outside of his big ults. Even he was able to one clip that, you know, or not one clip, but like one shot that Zen, right? Like that Zen died pretty fast to the Reaper, right? Like coming back from spawn. So like think about how much faster he's gonna die if you're also going for him like every fight. That's like take those free kills, you know. Good focus onto the Kiriko. It's hard to hit shots like that though. No, I don't mind you getting out. That's a smart play. Good try. Unfortunate that you already taken damage before you went in on that. That was a really good try. He almost killed him too. Your team never really got like a fight on this point, unfortunately. That was the, I guess, the rough part of it. Like your tank's still not even here, you know. Really nice shots on the carry. Big spear, big finish. I like that beat too. Good focus on the Genji as well. I know like your Orissa's like going for that Zarya. She should be able to kill her, and you know, like Genji has the beat or the blade. Alright, so this next fight, I don't remember exactly what happens, but it's just going to be a loss because they have 4 ults. Not much you can do about that. I think ideally on like the points like this, you're just looking to like keep people off the high ground, you know? Again, I don't know exactly how to play this yet, but like I feel like keeping people off of this high ground where your BAP's standing and, you know, where your Orisa should be, like that's going to be the play. You can just look to boot people down. They're not going to be able to have any control. This solid disruption. Yeah, again, they just use ults. That's going to be it. Nothing you do about that. That's a GG go next, unfortunately. Good job getting Fury off high ground. Again, this is just a little bit awkward because your team's like kind of everywhere. It's not really your fault. Your team is just not on point with you guys. You could speed them there, I suppose. Like that is one thing, but like I think they're just like, from what I watched the whole game, like they're just kind of taking like unnecessary like dumbass sort of, you know, positionings before like the point starts. It's not really, you can't do much about that. I think you keep yourself alive there if you just go into heal a little bit earlier, but that's okay. Yeah, again, your team just wasn't there. Alright, so I like that, right? You didn't get anything done, but like you did the right thing. Your team doesn't follow up at all, and that's unfortunate. But like they should be pushing in as you're trying to force, you know, the Zen back. Like you got a bubble out of the Zarya, and all of their team turned to look at you, besides maybe Genji. Like their entire team was looking at you, besides maybe Genji, and you got a bubble out, and your team just decided not to go, and that was really good. Love that. Unfortunate, Ryan just went to the hole. Yeah, I think again, like on this point, like you just want to be looking to like get the Zarya off the high ground so you can isolate squishies. This is just now again. Reaper even ulted. I wouldn't be trying to take the 1v1. You kind of, you know, I know that you have to go to touch point, but like I would be looking just to touch the point. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream now.